Our workers of Reddit, what stories do you have involving chiropractic patients? Work in ortho. Saw a 16-month-old with a limp and pain. Mom took him to a chiropractor first. She said the chiro put his ankle back in place, but kid still limped and had pain because the kid had a fracture in his ankle. But yeah, chiro def reduced the ankle. I do anesthesia. I've done 3 emergent vertebral artery dissections from chiropractors. Look up where your vertebral artery is, as in snakes its way to your head via your cervical vertebrae. You'll think twice. Stroke consultant here. North Americans would call me an attending. Multiple strokes due to chiropractors manipulating people's necks. Never, ever, ever go to a chiropractor. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever. My grandparents' neighbor has been in a wheelchair for many years due to being paralyzed after a chiropractor visit. The risks greatly outweigh the rewards in my opinion. Former ER nurse. Saw one guy with permanent paralysis and a stroke in a youngish woman, both from chiropractic neck adjustments. I will never see a chiropractor. Physical therapist here, and I can't count the number of patients who had or were at the time seeing a chiro for years and told me it helps so much. I've been going every week for years. To which I gently asked them, why have you been going back for years if it helps so much? RN stroke from neck manipulation. My dad was a chiropractor. I always will find it morbidly funny that he died of an arterial dissection from adjusting a patient. Patient left happy with the adjustment. Dad died 10 minutes later. RN here. I work in urgent care. I have seen 7 patients in the last 3 months come in with injuries that have gotten worse after seeing a chiropractor. One patient we had to send to the ER because of concern for a stroke. Of those 7, 3 were back injuries, 1 was a shoulder injury, and 3 others were neck injuries. Chiropractors are modern-day snake oil salesmen. Anything that works is not exclusive to chiropractors, and anything that is exclusive to chiropractors does not work. Not an ER provider, but a physical therapist. On my first internship, I had a patient I was seeing after a car accident. She'd passed out while driving after seeing her chiropractor. A near miss. Young man came in because of lower back pain and legs feeling kinda numb, HX of falling off a high counter stool and landing on his butt that morning. He wanted to go to a chiropractor. Fortunately, his GF insisted he go to ER instead. He had cauda equina syndrome. Luckily, he was in window for neurosurgeon to operate. GF was the real champ here. I have a spontaneous vertebral artery dissection. But the first thing the ER doctor asked me after finding it was, have you been to a chiropractor recently? Young, fit mother of 2 in her early 30s died from a chiropractor adjustment in my hospital. Dissected artery, stroke, death. She was a close friend of my coworker, and it was devastating. Not an ER, just want to give a people's elbow to my ex and her parents. They live in a yuppie town with too much expendable income going around. They specialize in pediatric autism chiropractics, which is basically them letting a kid play, and they swoop in and randomly massage their wrists/hands. They trick unsuspecting rich parents that they're regulating the child's emotions and charge like $300 per 30-minute session. Not a chiro, but an attemper. I had a guy with a known bulging disc. He came in and we gave him some Flexeril and Toral. He came in the next day, and then the day after with pain so severe, he could hardly walk. He finally admitted he was having his wife literally jump on his back repeatedly to try to pop it. Oops. Not ER, but worked in neuroacute care. Every other month would be a case of someone going to the chiro and ending up with a stroke. I have personally seen multiple cases of cervical artery dissection. Slightly off topic, but I lived in a small town in Missouri, and this popular girl in high school was known for being smart, and she became a chiropractor and calls herself a doctor. Shit annoys me. Vertebral artery dissection from manipulation. And pneumothorax from dry needling. My dad was a DO and instilled a fear and distrust of chiropractors in his children from an early age because of the things everyone is saying here. Out of curiosity, how often do chiropractors get sued for medical malpractice? What is the frequency of med mal suits against chiropractors compared to DOs, MDs, or PTs/OTs? Are you implying that medical techniques taught by a ghost doctor are not legit? No way. Okay, so I'm not insane for wanting to smack around the parents who take their babies to a chiropractor. Or, RN, here, the chiropractors have kept us busy over the years with fractures and vertebral artery dissections. Hard pass. Stroke neurologist here. Have seen several vertebral artery dissections leading to disabling strokes from chiropractors manipulating patients' necks. It's a well-known, not infrequent factor in posterior circulation strokes in young patients. We teach our residents to watch for this. Blows my mind they're still legally able to do this. I've heard enough stories to know the scariest part is when someone comes in thinking it's just a normal adjustment, and it turns out to be something much more serious. The human body really doesn't always react the way people expect.